Hi everyone, this is Shannon Hensley with Apex Tarot, a pure spirit, and I hope that you've had a fantastic day. Today is October the 24th, 2019, and it's in the evening time as I am recording this. And I just wanted to come in here and do a just because reading. I'm using the Secret Forest Tarot. All the tarot decks that I use can be found down below in the description box. If anybody is interested in a personal reading, please contact me at apextarot_a-pure-spirit at yahoo.com, and I will get you taken care of for a personal reading. Alright guys, I've not used this deck, and I just want to do a spread with them and see how it goes, and work with the deck here and see how it I don't know how, it's obviously a general reading, so take what resonates and chunk out the rest. The pictures here are different than what I'm used to working with, but I just wanted to try it out here. So anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this. Thank you, Sweet Divine, for clear defined messages. I just bind and block all negative forces, and I ask for the truth to come to the surface. I invite the spirit of truth only to reveal a thing to us in these right now moments, for the viewer, for the collective, for the soul group who has clicked upon this message. I thank you, Sweet Divine, for your wisdom, for your understanding, and for a profound word. What do we need to know? What do we need to understand in these right now moments? What's going on? Thank you, Sweet Divine. All right. Alright guys, at the bottom of the deck we have the Judgment. Now the sun right now is in Scorpio, and I'm going to try to get these pictures in here because it takes a second because of the way that the artwork is. It's kind of hard to make out what the picture actually is. But this is the Judgment card, and this is about endings and beginnings, because it's something that's been dead and now it's resurrecting here. Second chances, awakening. Like I said, the sun is in Scorpio right now, so happy birthday to you, Scorpios. This is about those second chances, a resolution of a dilemma of some sort here, a renewal, a decision being made here for the overall energy. We also have the King of Cups here. And this is somebody who's got an emotional intelligence about them. They love very deeply, but they don't always show that. Yet they are very, very kind and intuitive. They're very dreamy. They're passionate. They're spiritual. And so if this is somebody from your past, it is water energy coming out really big and strong, with the first card being Scorpio itself. And so things are finally coming to the surface, because that is what the Judgment card is about. Things coming to the surface, emotions, something that is has some kind of feeling to it, right? Where relationships and creativity and romance is concerned here. Then we have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands here in this deck, the meaning in this deck is about collaboration. Now I know normally that's the Three of Pentacles, but in this deck it talks about collaborating and having an emotional tie. Well, if something's trying to resurrect here and somebody's got an emotional intelligence going on, where how they feel about somebody, there's an emotional tie about somebody wanting to come and to speak what they feel all over again, trying to make a decision here and communicate something here. There is also, this card represents an interest, what did it say? Not just an emotional tie, but there's also a connection to another interest as well. So there's more than one interest here showing with this emotional tie. There's something on the back of this, I don't know what that is, that animal there. There is a mutual interest as well. So there could be more than one suitors. There's obviously been some kind of battling going on with the Nine of Wands. Somebody's having to stand their ground with the way they feel, and if somebody else is putting themselves in a connection, but the King of Cups is, choosing something here where there's still a tie somewhere else for whatever reason. There's some kind of collaborating going on within the king himself here about how he feels emotionally and passionately about the past. Or that's you in whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be love. It could just be, the kings represent somebody who's in high authority. So you could be dealing with things on your job, things that are, trying to make a decision here. An important decision is what the judgment itself can represent. And taking a change of position somewhere where you had an emotional tie somewhere else where you've been fighting, and now you've made a decision and you've tapped into those emotions here. And let me look at the book real quick and see what that said about this Nine of Wands real quick, because I'm learning this little deck here. Yeah, there's a common interest here in something. Somebody's got a common interest about something here, very passionate interest, a very emotional interest here, and it's about something from the past itself going on. We do have the Two of Swords, and normally the Two of Swords is about a stalemate, but there's a choice here about this common interest with this King of Cups, or that's you. Whatever this is somebody who's trying to get out of stalemate mode and renouncing some kind of stalemate mode, or renouncing the emotions itself. It could also represent that, it said, as well. So you got somebody who's either been sitting in a stalemate because there's been a common interest and trying to make up their mind and make a decision, or just completely renouncing the emotion altogether and just going to hold back for some of you and keep it held down. I don't know how that's going to work when it will eventually come to the top. The surface, it can't stay down forever, because the resurrection energy is about coming to the surface with something. I'm feeling like this was something from the past that was just sitting there as a stalemate because they didn't know what to do, because there was a common interest or competition somewhere where there's been fighting going on. And now knowing there's 11 right here, putting a judgment on something here where they've been sitting as a stalemate. Let's go ahead and just take a couple of cards here. I'm going to just do a small spread with this deck here and see what comes out. So we do have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of this deck here. And now the Ten of Wands, we've got the Nine of Wands, right? Where the common interest is, where the communication is passionately going to be had, coming out of that stalemate mode, or releasing the thoughts, finally making that decision, putting a judgment on something. There's an ending to something that's taken forever. This is a turtle here, and something's just literally just been growing really slow. Turtles are slow. It's been burdensome on the back itself, right? We got something here on the Nine of Wands with this common interest has been on the back of this animal here as well, right? And something that's just been going on forever in the fight of something burdensome, oppressive energy. It's funny because this is showing a turtle with fire energy. And you would think that would be earth energy, because something in the earth is what takes forever to grow. But that's amazing that this deals with things that have taken root within a situation that has a common interest within it, and has been burdensome and suffering along the way and moving at a slow pace. It's kind of the energy that I'm picking up from that, because it is fire energy in those two cards, is like a slow burning coal that just, like an ember of something is what I'm seeing in my spirit here with that. And because there's been a common interest in a situation here, that stalemate energy has just been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. But there's been some kind of, the thoughts itself have kept that ember going, and something's just taken root in a situation. But now there's an ending to something. There has been a decision within something here, because a 10 is a completion. What is in the right now moment is the King of Pentacles. No, I'm sorry, this is not the King of Pentacles. This is the Page of Pentacles. So a message being sent from the King energy about love, about a second decision about a decision that has been made, and put a judgment on something, and finally put an ending, and going to send a solid a message here. Even some of you may be getting a message even by like a written letter itself. Or I don't know if you can make out this person is sitting there holding a pentacle or something that's, of that you can touch. Pentacles, everything in this realm. But this like a solid message here in the right now moment, because there's been a judgment on something literally that's been sitting there for a long time, that's been a fight because somebody else had also a mutual interest. Somebody's put it into something's finally taken root and now come to a conclusion and made an ending to something, and somebody gonna send a message. And it could be something, real physical message, either face to face, or you can be getting something in the mail, or we live in the technology world also, so you could be also getting something on maybe email or something like that. What is crossing this message, what's helpful and what's a challenge, is the Queen of Wands. Well, the Queen of Wands is someone who knows how they feel about something and will take action within it, and they're not afraid. They're creative. This is fire. We've got a lot of fire coming out here. There's been battling going on here. This is something that also is, keeping that coal burning within the decision that's being made here in somebody's heart and how they feel from the past about something. The Queen of Wands is very artistic. She knows what she wants. She's an action taker, right? She's creative. And this was helpful, is take action on sending that message. Even though there's been a common interest here with somebody else that's also, been in the way or causing something to slowly just, put you in that place of stalemate mode in the ground, where that judgment energy is just like being in the ground. Now something's took root. It's coming up. Take action. Now, if this is another person, because this is a court card, and so is this, and that is that other person that has gotten in the way of something here. What is helpful still is take the action and being very, very grounded in this message that you need to send. Somebody's made a decision. There's an ending to the cycle here that's showing itself right here. What's in the past, the deep past, and we've got court cards coming up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're talking common interest in things. If there was obviously other suitors, I don't know if you can see these pictures here, but there was passion in the past. Now this would be the Knight of Wands. Also somebody who's kind of in and out, takes action at something hasty. Maybe you didn't check the details before. Somebody in the past was impulsive in the situation that caused this war, that put themselves in a place of common interest within the same person that you had an interest, or the same job opportunity, or whatever this was within leadership, whatever the dilemma here was. Something was fast moving, either didn't check the details, got something in, put you in a place of competition, and try to figure out something that just took forever to finally come to an end. What's behind you now is the Two of Cups. Now the Two of Cups is making that, the two is about decision. Right now, the Two of Cups is about unity and soulmates. So if there were soulmates involved in a situation, obviously there has been. If you have family and things have gotten in the way and decisions that were made within haste, right, in the past, what's behind you is this battle that we see right here. A judgment's been put on it, how somebody feels, knowing how they feel, and we have another 2 right here. So there's been a decision made. So what's behind you is, having an understanding now of this mutual feeling, and wanting to be artistic within sending this message of some kind, taking creative action to do it, is what I'm feeling here. 2 is about a choice. It's about polarity, finding the decision that the 20th high arcana is also to break down to a 2. It's about using the intuition, because that'll take you up to the high priestess energy, and meant events that were supposed to happen. This is very karmic activity taking place here. Got a lot of 2 energy here. That is about also collaborating something, having peace, and equality is the number 2 here. So what's behind you is you've made a decision and you've gotten peace, and your own yin and yang within yourself has now come to a place of equality to end something that's taken forever to figure out how you really felt about something, or how somebody's feeling about you. What's at the top of the mind here about this message and taking action with this Queen of Wands here is the 7 of Cups. Well, the 7 of Cups is about having many choices. If you're thinking about the choices that you have now from a place of dreaming in a new way, and taking a new adventure, and acting on this new endeavor here, this card represents a sudden emotion of change. Being dreamy and fantasizing, and having a desire and a will and a determination to send this message, to completely send this message, because there's a cycle that's over. Something's come to the surface now. 7 is a seeker of truth, right? There's something healing here to somebody's emotions within a decision that's being made, or will be, if you are the person on the other side. What is the outcome? Well, is to walk away from things that just don't serve you anymore, because something's ended. Again, some kind of stalemate situation has finally ended and now come to the surface to have to evaluate your feelings about it. That's finally taken root. That's finally in the top of the mind. We went from the 7 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is walking away and abandoning those emotions that don't serve you and I anymore, and going to your 9 of Cups. This is beautiful, because look what the next card is. It literally is the 10 of Cups itself, which is what? That is literally having fulfillment of joy and inner happiness on the inside, because this burdensome fight and battle and stalemate energy has finally come to an end. That's beautiful energy. Emotions here. If some of y'all have baby mama issues or something like that, that's 18 cups right here in the outcome with the next card here. That's cycles of things. And we were just taking the 2 and taking it up to the high priestess, and she can go to the moon-like energies. It's amazing, because today we had the letter R that came out in the runic alphabet today, which was also the moon-like energies, and that was about traveling, right, and getting help and stuff like that. So that's amazing, that because when the heavens come in and help you make a decision or bring something to the surface so that you can look at something, because that's where the sun is at, and that Scorpio energy bringing something to the surface so that you and I can evaluate it finally, and getting out of stalemate modes, even where there's been common interest with other people being involved in a situation where competition has been. That's amazing that we're still getting the same kind of energy coming out, and being able to connect with the emotion itself, getting balanced. The moon energy is about getting balanced, not only just tapping into your intuition. It's about getting balanced. That the moon wants to pull on you and I, wax and wane, and a lot of times people just sit there because they don't know how they're really feeling. Especially if you're not exercised within your intuition itself, then one minute you can feel this way, oh well, then the next minute I can feel this way, and it keeps people in limbo here. Okay, especially if you got other people that has been in the past in and out player-like attitudes and playing with your emotions and your passions, that'll get somebody to sit here and bring other suitors and confusion. This card can also represent confusion, but in the right now moments, it's a pentacle that is literally grounding a situation. This person's holding a pentacle as if it's grounding the person there, knowing that this 10 here is a completion, and something's literally taking root that has taken forever to finally end a situation very passionately. All right, but that coal, like I said, has just been burning and been on the back of you or the other person or all parties, and just annoying. That's just always been there. It's like, get off my back, let me make this decision. Something's finally ended. The divine has come in and helped end it, because we got another 10 here. We got another 10 here, and this is very fruitful. Look at all the fruit on the tree that it's going to bring. The 10 will also break down to the ace itself. So, the Queen of Wands holds that ace in her hand there. Now, whether male or female, fire is masculine within itself. I don't care who you are. You have a masculine and feminine within the polarity of who you are anyway. The point is this is someone who knows how to go after what they know on the inside they want. They finally made the decision. The creators come in and finally brought something to the surface here to be able to make that decision. I want to take one more card, just because the Seven of Cups can still represent confusion for a very small few. There could still be some type of confusion where this common interest is. Maybe you know exactly what you feel, but the other person still wants to come in and be on your back. And I'm still feeling that way, and want you to stay at a stalemate to kind of hold you back and keep you in this. No, I don't want this to end yet. Keep you in confusion, because Seven of Cups can represent many choices. And then we've got the number 18, which can be hidden, secretive things as well as the Judgment. Hidden, secretive things. That Scorpio energy is very, very secretive energy itself. It's hidden things, right? Let me just take one more on this number 18 here. Give me one more, please, Spirit. What is the energy of this? Because if you're dealing with baby mama issues and stuff like that, well, no wonder you want to take your time, because some people, if there's been competition, and we know there has been, that can be sticky. It can be really sticky. Or if somebody's trying to return from the past, because that's what that Judgment energy is about. You want to make sure you're not in any kind of deception here, because it'll take root again. Look at that. I'm looking at that picture of that tree. It'll take root all over again if you don't make a right decision. You want something fruitful to take root. So we've got the Justice card, and this is about balancing here. It's about equality. Beautiful, because the moon-like energies is about balancing. I don't know if you can see this, but this is about being very fruitful. We got two pictures here of a tree, and balancing and making the right decision within truth here. This is about truth. This is the Justice card here, okay? And being able to have equality. Because if you don't make a right decision, a correct decision, there's no equality there. You're going to end up in the same kind of dilemma as you ended up in the first place, and something's always going to be on your back, and you're just not going to be able to make any kind of rational decisions and move past something that was taken forever and causing this fight and this war. I like that the Justice card came out, because that is about favor, and having favor within the emotions, having favor within children's situations, your family situations. 8 is a personal power and new beginning, and the 10 is also a new beginning and an ending of it's a completion. And 7 represents a seeker of truth. This is about truth here. Somebody's finally made a decision on how they feel. They know what they feel. They know that there is something that has ended here, that has finally taken root, and it's going to be very, very fruitful here. Look at all that fruit. Like I said, it's all over that tree. And somebody's really went within and know what they want to get grounded within and take action within, which that's beautiful. Look what's at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords itself. And this is about a breakthrough. The Ace of Swords is about your mind and about your controlled emotions, right? Your judgment within that. This is also about controlled emotions with the King of Cups there. He's very emotionally intelligent. And then we've got the butterfly itself, which represents that Pluto energy that's showing up right here in the very first card, and resurrecting something, putting a judgment on something itself with the Ace of Swords, having that breakthrough to be able to express yourself within your thoughts with the strength in your mind, in that power to be able to speak a thing and send that message. And that's absolutely beautiful, to be able to get that breakthrough and to take that Queen of Wands energy and that Page of Pentacle energy with that breakthrough there and speak a thing, because you know something's finally ended. Obviously there's been fighting, and this makes 3 swords here, so there's always obviously been somebody, if there's been a common interest, somebody's had their heart broken in the process. That's why it's taken somebody a long time to finally end this cycle here, because there were many choices, many suitors about something from the past here. Something's returning, something from your past where you're getting a breakthrough and putting a judgment. We got 2 judgment cards here. We got actually another set of truth and judgment, with the Ace of Swords itself represents judgment because it's found within the Justice card itself. Amazing energy coming out here. So whatever this is, somebody could be thinking, or this you, if this is resonating with you, somebody's made a decision. Either you've made a decision or somebody's made a decision with you, that where you've been a common interest, something's taken root. There's a action that needs to be taken. What's helpful, even though it's a challenge, is to make that choice to face whatever the moon-like energies was, get balanced, and send the message to resurrect something that's got value to it. This is about value. The Pentacles are about value. All right, guys, this is what's coming out. I just wanted to check out this little tarot deck here and try it out and see what came out for us. And this was the message that the Spirit brought out. I hope it resonated. If not, then just check back out another time. Shalom, y'all.